Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023, in which Bola Tinubu was declared the winner of the election. And that result was challenged and is still being challenged by the two prominent opponents of Bola Tinubu, people of Bola Tinubu, Peter Obi of the uh, Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. Now, Bola Tinubu has been running the country despite the fact that his election is being challenged because nature abhors fact. So in any case, he has been running the country, but there are events that are unfolding, especially issues that has to do with his character, his integrity, his suitability for the office, which was also part of the grounds in which Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar want his election to be nullified. And already you are aware that Atiku Abubakar is in United States courts to get academic records of Tinubu from the State University of Chicago State University that he claimed to have attended for his degree program between 1977 and 1979. And Tinubu is doing everything possible to block Atiku Abubakar from getting access to those information. However, while he is battling with Atiku on that, a new development has come up, which should be of interest to Nigerians and those who are interested in the future of Nigeria. And that has to do with uh, the revelation that the Federal Bureau of Investigation has announced plan. Federal Bureau of Investigation is a top-notch investigative agency in the United States that they have announced plan to release 2,500 documents which they have filed on Bola Tinubu throughout his stay in the United States. It's going to be a trove of information that they are going to unleash on Nigerians and indeed the world. So a lot of people are already salivating over the information that is going to come out of this. And from all indication, Tinubu cannot be able to stop this from happening. And we are going to look at this issue and then look at what it means going forward. But we have to look at the beginning of it. At the root of this monumental decision of the Federal Bureau of Intelligence, Federal Bureau of Intelligence in U.S., Federal Bureau of Investigation, of United States. The reason this was possible was because earlier this year, a renowned investigative journalist, one of Nigeria's most respected and revered investigative journalists, David Hundiyin, sued 5 United States agencies in conjunction with Aaron Greenspan of Plainsight. They sued these organizations, FBI, Federal, the Internal Revenue Service, the CIA, what have you. These organizations were sued by Hundiyin and Greenspan for their refusal to honor the Freedom of Information Act request regarding the contents of the files they maintain on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, after all the delays, last week, that's on Friday, according to David Hundiyin, he was informed by his lawyers that these agencies have agreed to comply with the Freedom of Information Act request that was made by David Hundiyin and Greenspan. That's what led to this development you are seeing now. Now, given this development, the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation said that they will start turning over approximately 2,500 documents relating to President Bola Tinubu in its database. That's what they are promised to do, according to information from David Hundiyin, who was instrumental in this development. Now, the Federal Bureau of Investigation is one of the foremost law enforcement agencies in America. It said that it will start releasing the documents effective October, October ending, at 500 pages per month, according to a new court filing. Uh, According to a new court filing that has to do with this matter. Of course, the court filing has to do with David Hundiyin and Greenspan, who pursued this matter. According to the information, the FBI has identified a total of approximately 2,500 pages potentially responsive to Freedom of Information Act request number 155343000 and 158754400. The US body said in a status report that was revealed on September 11 at the United States District. It was docketed as on September 11 at the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. So from what this filing was saying, FBI plans a processing schedule of 500 pages per month with an initial release anticipated by the end of October. Now, this unexpected move followed the FBI's initial reluctance. They were initially reluctant to turn over the documents in line with the Freedom of Information request first filed in 2022. Aaron Greenspan, who runs Plain Sight, a website that pushes anti-corruption and transparency in public service, filed the request in collaboration with Nigeria's renowned journalist, David Hundiyin. So this application by Hundiyin and Greenspan lasted for months, despite all the shenanigans by the FBI and others. Eventually, they succumb, and that is good thing about United States of America. Uh, this is a nation built on rule of law. Despite all this, you can say anything you like about the United States. You can talk about their racism. You can talk about uh, all kinds of things you like about United States, negative or whatever. But you can't take away from the United States the capacity to enforce the rule of law, the capacity to avail anyone, whether you are an American or you're not an American, they give you the opportunity under their constitution, under their laws, to access and to enjoy the privileges of what is available in America. You can imagine, look at a country like Nigeria, we have the Freedom of Information Act, yet there are many Nigerians who have been filing application to have access to information that has to do with governmental activities in Nigeria, and they don't comply with it. In fact, we have a situation in Nigeria where Lagos state government took federal government to court, insisting that Freedom of Information Act is not binding on Lagos State, that it doesn't operate in Lagos State. You can Google it to confirm what I'm telling you the truth. Lagos State government took federal government to court, say that the Freedom of Information Act, FOI, which was one of the landmark laws that was signed by President Goodluck Jonathan when he was president, that it is not applicable in Lagos State. Why were they doing that? Because Lagos State government don't want anybody to see what is in his book. Because Lagos State government is one of the state governments in this country that is alleged to be ocean or cesspool of corruption. Because of that, they try to fence their financial books in such a way that nobody can look at it. So when anybody makes any request to see the books of Lagos State, how had he been operating, they rush to the court to stop it. The Court of Appeal had ruled that Lagos State cannot stop the Freedom of Information Act from being applicable in Lagos. But there are strong indications that despite that Court of Appeal ruling, Lagos State government has refused to open its books to any non-governmental organization, individuals, or even federal government institution looking for any information that has to do with the finances of Lagos State. So you can therefore understand what it means that the United States government, the United States institution, allow a non-American, David Hundiye, to apply, and now this institution have agreed to his request that is going to have access to thousands of files that has to do with a sitting president in Nigeria. It's unprecedented. That is why democracy, American model, remains the best as far as I'm concerned in the world. Despite it's not perfect, but you can't take it away. It's only in America that you can get this kind of privilege of getting this kind of information, and they will make it available to you because America is a nation built on rule of law, and it is something that Nigeria should emulate. But that's by the way. But just for you to understand the importance of what happened and what it means going forward in our own democracy. Now, this information, about 2,500 files, is expected to clarify outstanding questions about when Tinubu entered the United States, under which name he entered, and all the activities he has done or was involved in ever since he entered the United States. We are going to get all this information, and we're going to analyze it, we're going to study it, we're going to interpret it, and it's going to be highly valuable for the country, for ordinary Nigerians to be able to assess Tinubu as a person and all that. But we're going to look at more on it because you may think this thing coming in October, is it still relevant? We're going to show you that it is still relevant. It is still relevant, even if it's coming out by October. Now, before we go further on this, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. Eh, we all know, at least from public knowledge, it's in public domain, that Tinubu spent decades in the United States, where he's believed to have moved to in the 1970s. So this information that is going to come out from the FBI is going to provide more details about his forfeiture of $460,000 of alleged process of narcotic to the United States government in Chicago in the 1990s. So it's going to be among the information that will be released. So it will be interesting to see the angle that the FBI looked at this matter. Okay, so it will be interesting to see what the FBI think about it. And of course, we all know that Tinubu's background has always been a mystery for most citizens. Okay, because questions are always asked about his real parents, his childhood education, and all that. All those issues have not really been answered. But I don't know whether the issue of his primary and secondary education will be answered by this file. But it could be, because if there were places where the forms he filled in the United States, or the activities he did where he filled his primary school and secondary school or whatever, it will be available. The FBI file will contain it, so it could be able to reveal a lot more about his childhood. Now, alongside the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the United States Department, the United States Department, the Internal Revenue Service, and Drug Enforcement Administration, they have all indicated. So take note of that. It's not just the FBI. The United States Department, which is like the foreign arm, like their foreign ministry, kind of part of government, okay? The US State Department, Internal Revenue Service, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, they have all indicated readiness to turn over thousands of pages of Bola Tinubu related records. So we are waiting for that, because we're going to study it. We're going to look at it effectively and see what they contain and how it will be of benefit to Nigeria and Nigerians. The Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, also said that that it's already collating records of Tinubu for release in compliance with the law. So you can see America is a country of law and order. the Central Bureau of the Central Intelligence Agency say that they are already putting records together on Tinubu, what they have in their files on him, that they're going to make available to David Hundiyin and Greenspan. And of course, it is meant for the generality of Nigerians. And thanks to Greenspan, because Greenspan was strongly instrumental, because he is known for his anti-corruption uh, campaign and all that. And I think the United States government or the United States institution, because let us talk for because America is a nation of institution. Even President Biden may not like this, but America is a country run by institutions, strong institutions. He can't stop the FBI and CIA from obeying the law, from obeying the Freedom of Information Act enforcement in their country. So this information that are coming from this organization, five strong organizations in America, is going to provide the researchers, Nigerians, and of course the political opponents of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu enough information to know how to relate with him. So it means that effective of October, the State Department said, effective October, the State Department, this one, we're not talking about the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the State Department said that it will start turning over 450 pages every 6 weeks from its archive on Tinubu. Take note of that. Effective October, the State Department of United States say that it will start turning over 450 pages every 6 weeks from its archive on Tinubu. So these are monumental developments. They are monumental developments that should be of interest to Nigerians and friends of Nigeria. Now, this development comes as Tinubu's, of course, this development is coming at a time that Tinubu is also having questions. Is in court, as I said in the introduction, is in court in Chicago in respect to the authenticity of his academic records at Chicago State Universities, at Chicago State University, because of the suit filed by Atiku Abubakar, who is challenging his emergence as president of Nigeria. Because Atiku uh, is seeking to get information to prove that Tinubu was not eligible to contest for the office of President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, ab initio, talk less of even winning the election. So Tinubu is battling with that. He has his lawyers who are in court in Chicago to help him stop Atiku from getting these academic records that Atiku is looking for. Of course, we all know that recently it was revealed that as what Bola Ahmed Tinubu got admission to study business administration, majoring in accounting, using his 1970s O-level results, based strictly on high school sciences. That's what we are hearing recently. Okay, he studied business administration, but he got admitted using his result that was purely sciences, physics, chemistry, biology. Okay, and of course, you know the issue that has to do with whether he is the Bola Tinubu that was admitted was a male or female. That's also is another issue entirely. It all boils down to the issue of understanding the identity of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Who is really Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What is his real identity? Okay. That had been an issue of discussion since 1999 when he entered into politics and emerged the governor of Lagos State. Okay. And of course, you know the controversy about his certificate at the Chicago State University, where the certificate that was presented to Tinubu is different from the one that was presented through subpoena to uh, legal attorney of Atiku Abubakar, uh, Mr. Mike, Mr. Mike Enahore Eba, and Tinubu has dismissed that matter, saying that the discrepancies in the certificate given to Enahore Eba and all that was as a result of a mistake or series of mistakes by the clerk of the university and all kinds of issues swirling around it. But the truth of the matter is that these thousands of documents that are going to be released in October is going to really settle a lot of matter once and for all about the man as what Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because I believe that by the time we go through the records that will be supplied by the FBI, the CIA, federal, fed, this their tax organization, uh, their federal tax board or something, and the the report that will come from the State Department and all that, it will give clarity on the real Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which will no longer, in which case there will no longer be any doubt about him, because you know these organizations they take accurate records of activities, because let's face the fact, uh, these bodies are bodies established by law in the United States, and they don't joke about records. They don't joke about records. Just recently, I was looking at the declassified United States, the classified U.S. Department report in Nigerian Civil War, during the Nigerian Civil War, that was written by Henry Kissinger, the Secretary of State at the time. What he wrote about the Biafra, that's that U.S. Department of State report. It was a memo submitted to the White House by Henry Kissinger on Biafra. I just read part of it recently. That was declassified in 2021 or thereabout, or in 2001 it had been declassified. What Henry Kissinger submitted as a memo on the Biafran issue to the Nixon presidency at the time. So it shows you how meticulous these people are in record keeping. Okay, so it's interesting what we're going to see, and it is going to be of great service to Nigeria and to the world. And now, as I said, people will be wondering, so okay, what's the benefit of this now? Because the Supreme Court is going to rule on Tinubu's matter, his eligibility or continued his eligibility to continue to be the president is being challenged at the Supreme Court right now. And in 2 months' time, at most by November, the matter would have been settled. And this thing is coming out by October. Even if it come out, can the court, can the Supreme Court still admit any information coming out from there? So that's a big question. But whatever may be the case, it will still be of value. So, but me, I don't know. I don't know whether if when the FBI and all these bodies in America start releasing their files on Tinubu, whether the information that will come out can still be useful or be allowed to be admitted by the Supreme Court. Because already I've heard that the Supreme Court is not likely to allow new admission of evidence. But I still know that what Atiku Abubakar is looking for at Chicago court about the records, academic records of Tinubu, can still be submitted to the Supreme Court. That is why I learned that the court is trying to fast forward things so that it can go on with the processes of either ordering Chicago State University to release those documents, academic documents of Tinubu, to Atiku Abubakar, so that the article can meet the deadline to be able to submit it. But whatever may be the case, you can never rule out the significance of this material, because these materials that will be coming out from October is going to put to rest all the controversy, all the mystery about who actually is Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think it should be useful to Nigerians. It should be useful to the opponents of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, no matter what the Supreme Court eventually decides at its verdict after looking at all the matters or the petitions against Tinubu's election that is before it. But make no mistake about it, these 2,500 files from FBI, and not to talk of the ones from the CIA, State Department, and what have you, they are going to be monumental materials that will be of significance and will help in unearthing the man as for the Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That you can be sure of when these materials starts to drop, and we look forward to it. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.